we will start in Lexington, Kentucky. The Gamecocks' opponent this weekend, Alabama. And we should have known. I should have known, right? Picked LSU to win the SEC West over the summer. It made sense, guys. It made sense. On paper, it made sense. Like, the pick made sense in my defense. LSU, all these returning pieces, what they did last year, Bama with question mark here, question mark there, question mark there. It made sense. And sure enough, we sit here now, and guess what? Oh, isn't that right? It's Bama and it's Georgia in the SEC title. And Alabama is a team that appears to be hitting their stride as they take down the Kentucky Wildcats 49-21. And this is a game, guys, I don't know if it was even as close as that score indicates. If there wasn't a muffed punt in the football game, Kentucky's never even in it. Like, not even remotely in it, right? Jalen Milroe, fantastic in this game. It is amazing how far he and this entire Alabama football team have come since that USF game. And what was it, week 3, I believe? I think it was week 3. It is incredible how far they've come. Devin Leary goes 17-31, 158, a touchdown and a pick. Not much from the Bama running game, although Jalen Milroe had 8 carries for 36 yards and 3 touchdowns. This dude is electric on the ground. He was good passing too, 15-22, 234, 3 tutties. So he had 6 total touchdowns. 6 touchdowns to Jalen Miller's credit in the game. The running game, Ray Davis, 12 for 26, 2 touchdowns, but just 2.2 yards per carry. They were stifled there. Bama's front 7 just had a freaking field day. And now Kentucky, a team whose losers are 4 of 5 in this football game, or excuse me, in this season. Losers of 4 of 5. Now they go into Columbia at night. Really tough, hostile environment. And again, guys, my biggest takeaway from this one is I guess I had to learn my lesson the hard way. We're all waiting on the demise of Nick Saban and Alabama, and I bought into it. I really thought, like, you know what? Bama's got these serious question marks. Texas A&M's going to, or excuse me, Texas is going to wax them. Jimbo and I believed more in Texas A&M in the preseason than I did Alabama. Shame on me for that. Shame on me. Truly. Either way, Bama gets a big win. Kentucky is reeling. They'll try to snap out of that funk in Columbia. Guys, Missouri puts a beat down on Tennessee. And Tennessee fans, I tell you, maybe it was just too soon, right? They were on edge this weekend, though, because, guys, we all know, right? Like, year 3 is where a lot of people make up their minds about head coaches, okay? Year 3. That's just the way of the world. That's how college football is now. I understand that Josh Heupel led Tennessee to an 11-win season and an Orange Bowl victory. I get that. I totally get that. But in year 3, that's when fans start to question things. And Tennessee's had some pretty inexcusable road losses in the Heupel tenure, especially over the last 2 years. So I simply posed the question after a 29-point loss in Como, right? I simply posed the question regarding Josh Heupel's future. And I want to find this post because I was about to paraphrase. I don't want to do that. I want you guys to know exactly what I said on Saturday, okay? Because it sent Tennessee folks into a tailspin. This post on X has 223,000 views. All I said was this. Is this a loss that warms the seat of Josh Heupel for Tennessee fans? That's not even a ridiculous question. I didn't say, is this a loss that puts him on the hot seat? I said, does this warm the seat? Does it make Tennessee fans start to question Heupel a little bit more than they were? And dude, people lost their minds. And what's funny too is, like, people thought I was asking the question in a trash talking, type of way, like a South Carolina fan rubbing salt in the wound. I mean, you guys know, like, I was really speaking not from a South Carolina perspective, not from a biased perspective, a jaded perspective, just a genuine question. And Tennessee fans, boy, again, I guess it was way too much, way too soon because they did not appreciate it. Either way, and you get it, right? When you look at the game, you look at what happened, this was just a pure beatdown. I mean, Tennessee away from Neyland has no clue. They have no idea. Game was close at half, 13-7, but Mizzou just runs away with it. Cody Schrader with a career day, 35 carries. You don't see many guys getting 35 carries anymore. 35 carries for 205 yards, 5.9 yards per carry. The rushing game for Tennessee was completely stifled. I mean, Tennessee, two things we thought they do well: run the ball, stop the run. They didn't do either one of them. Mizzou dominated the line of scrimmage. Brady Cook was fantastic. 18-24, 275, touchdown on a pick. Joe Milton, 22-34, 267, touchdown on a pick. I mean, he's all right. He was okay. But Missouri just out-physicaled. They out-physicaled Tennessee in this one, flat out. And I think Eli Drinkwitz took some of those previous beatings to Tennessee very, very personally. That's at least how it looked. And, guys, all of a sudden, Missouri could win 10 games. 10 games. 10 wins is very realistic. Very realistic. We're talking about they've got Florida this weekend and Arkansas the next. They're going to be favored in both. What a job by Eli Drinkwitz, man. I mean, I tell you, I don't know if he's going to win it, but Drink should win Coach of the Year. Drink should win Coach of the Year in the SEC. I just, the job he's done, it has been, who saw it coming? Who saw it coming, guys? To Fayetteville, Auburn takes down Arkansas 48-10. Guys, it's I hate to say this. It's typically results like these that when they start happening, your coach gets the boot, right? Like South Carolina fans have seen this firsthand. At the end of the Muschamp tenure, these blowout home losses, that's typically when the wheels start turning. Those with, real influence, the boosters with money, aka influence, they start getting upset. They start creating ultimatums. They start making threats, if you will. That's typically when action takes place. And so, again, I think it's a matter of when, not if, Sam Pittman is let go. On the flip side, though, Auburn all of a sudden they're getting hot. Auburn's getting hot. Got a cupcake this upcoming weekend. And you got the Iron Bowl. Who knows, man? Who knows? Going to be a fun one at Jordan-Hare. But again, Auburn, just a dominating win. And Arkansas, I cannot believe. I thought Auburn would win this game. But, guys, I thought this was a coin flip, 50-50, close game. I cannot believe that Arkansas, after that performance in Gainesville, just completely pisses down their leg. I mean, just completely does it. Guys, I'll save the Georgia game for last. LSU takes down Florida 52-35. And ladies and gentlemen, Jayden Daniels is him. Jayden Daniels is him. I mean, I know I talked last week about, I think Carson Beck could be the Heisman dark horse. Like, if you've got a Carson Beck ticket, like you're in a good spot. And certainly I think he could still go to New York. But guys, as we've talked about before, to win the Heisman Trophy, you need a Heisman moment. You need Heisman moments, right? And Carson Beck's been very good. But hasn't it almost kind of felt like ho-hum? Like, it's almost like Georgia's so good. Carson Beck hasn't had to make a game-winning throw or a game-winning touchdown run or anything crazy. He's just done his job, right? And credit to him for doing it and doing it well. But Jayden Daniels, man, Heisman moment. Heisman moment. 17-26 through the air. 372 yards. 3 touchdowns. No picks. That alone is impressive. Guys, he ran the ball 12 times for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. 19.5 yards per carry. Those are video game numbers. I would challenge anybody out here listening, when the new NCAA comes out on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, when the new NCAA comes out, go to your creative player, build him up, or play a game with whoever you want and try to duplicate those numbers. That'll tell you how hard it is. That was the Heisman moment for Jayden Daniels. Like that was the Heisman game. I don't know at this point, unless somebody else does something crazy down the stretch, there's still time. I don't know how you give it to anybody else. I really don't, guys. I thought Florida fought in this game. They battled. I mean, Florida was literally, let's see, they were up in this game at one point in the third quarter, and LSU turned it on the second half, 35-21. They outscored Florida. But, I mean, Florida fought. I mean, this was always going to be a tough game, guys. Graham Mertz was very good, 26-38, 311, a touchdown, no picks. They ran the ball pretty well, 18 for 99, 3 touchdowns with Trevor Etienne, Montrell Johnson, 16 for 70. We knew the LSU defense was not very good, but LSU too tough at home. You get them in a home game at night, good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck. Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, both fantastic. 6 catches for each of them, 150 for Brian Thomas Jr. and 2 touchdowns. 132 for Malik Neighbors, did not have a touchdown in the ball game, but Jayden Daniels is the biggest takeaway from that one, man. I mean, he was electric, and if he's not your front runner for the Heisman, I don't know what you're doing. Guys, what a weird game this is. Texas A&M beats Mississippi State 51-10, and then both these coaches get fired. Like, it just goes to show that the A&M thing, that decision was made weeks ago. Mississippi State, I don't think quite as much, but I think they probably after that game said, you know what, now's the time to do it. No better time than the present. It's funny. It's like that game is just completely overshadowed now by what's happened off the field. So not even a 41-point win could save, as I drop the mouse here, not even a 41-point win could save Jimbo Fisherman. Guys, finally, Georgia takes down the Ole Miss Rebels by a final score of 52-17. This game was fun for about 5 minutes. And then Georgia turned on the heat. One of my big takeaways, guys, from this game, like I'm just watching the game, right? And I'm like, Georgia is starting to, and maybe it's a little bit late for this, but Georgia has that Bama effect where beating Georgia is already hard, right? Like, they've got elite talent at every position. But when people play Bama, you hear them say all the time, hey, don't play the logo, play the man. Don't play the logo. You're not playing the logo this week. You're not playing the trophy case. You're playing the team, the coach, what have you. Georgia's becoming, though, there's more to them than just playing the team. Like, it's becoming such a daunting task for these teams. It is such a mentally daunting task because everything Georgia is Kirby Smart. And, I mean, they were brilliant. I mean, guys, Mike Bobo has done wonders with the offense. 18-25 for Beck, 306, 2 tutties, a pick. Again, Jackson Dart starts out, I thought, pretty decently early. I thought Ole Miss did some nice things. And, man, I mean, the Dogs, just talent shines, guys. Talent shines. You heard Lane Kiffin talk about that, in the postgame, saying that, they've got 24 5-stars. We got 2. And some people didn't like that comment about, well, why are you going to put the players on blast? But, I mean, it's just real. We heard Shane Beamer do this 2 years ago. They've got like 100 5-stars. Like, we heard him say that. Now, did you say that out loud? I mean, you can have an argument whether you should say it out loud, but it's just the reality, man. And Georgia on their home field at night, they're going to be nearly impossible to beat. So the Dogs passing a big test. We said this is the hard part of Georgia's schedule. We're going to learn a lot about the Dogs. Hey, we learned a lot. All right, another big test passed by Kirby Smart's team as they continue to stand at the very top of college football.